Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving deep into the best protein foods for managing blood sugar issues, including type 1, type 2, or even prediabetes. The right protein is a powerful tool to regain control over your health. We are going to unveil my top 6 protein sources that are scientifically shown to support incredible blood sugar balance. These foods protect your nerves from damage, support kidney and heart health, and reduce chronic inflammation. We will be covering both powerful animal-based and incredibly effective plant-based proteins. You will find actionable information here that you can apply immediately. For each of the 6 powerhouse proteins, I'm going to give you a simple diabetic-friendly recipe you can make at home. Let's kick things off with one of nature's most perfect foods, eggs. When managing diabetes, eggs are an absolute superstar because they have a glycemic index of 0, meaning they have virtually no impact on your blood sugar levels. The protein in eggs is of the highest quality, containing all 9 essential amino acids, which is crucial for satiety. The benefits extend far beyond just blood sugar stability. The high-quality protein in eggs is essential for cellular repair and muscle maintenance. Furthermore, eggs are packed with vital nutrients like choline, which is critical for brain health and nerve function. The yolk is a treasure trove of fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K2. This combination of high-quality protein and healthy fats makes eggs an incredibly powerful tool for metabolic health. They are inexpensive, easy to prepare, and incredibly nutrient-dense. Let's make a blood sugar balancing scramble, perfect for anyone with diabetes. You'll need 2 pasture-raised eggs, a tablespoon of heavy cream or full-fat coconut milk, a pinch of sea salt, and a teaspoon of butter or coconut oil. Whisk eggs with cream and salt. Melt butter in a non-stick skillet over low heat. Pour in the egg mixture. Gently push cooked portions from the edge toward the center until mostly cooked but still slightly moist. Remove from heat. Residual heat will finish cooking. Serve with chives, spinach, or avocado. Enjoy this simple, delicious, and effective meal for managing diabetes. Here's a fascinating fact. Egg yolks contain lutein and zeaxanthin, powerful antioxidants that protect the eyes. Now let's bust a myth. Eating eggs, specifically the yolks, raises cholesterol. This has been debunked by science. For most people, dietary cholesterol has little impact on blood cholesterol. The real culprits are sugar, refined carbs, and inflammation. The yolk contains choline, vitamin D, biotin, and healthy fats. For most, including diabetics, whole eggs are safe and beneficial. They help reduce inflammation and improve cholesterol. While eggs are phenomenal for most, we must address a crucial precaution. A small percentage has a genuine allergy to eggs, ranging from mild hives to severe anaphylaxis. If allergic, avoid them completely and find alternative protein sources. Individuals with familial hypercholesterolemia should also exercise caution. For most with type 2 diabetes, the primary concern isn't cholesterol, but insulin resistance. Focus on reducing sugar and carbs. In this context, eggs are therapeutic. Unless you have a confirmed allergy or genetic condition, embrace eggs as part of your diabetes plan. Opt for pasture-raised eggs and cook them gently. Use them to replace high-carb processed foods. Our second powerhouse protein for diabetes management is fatty fish. I'm talking about fish like wild-caught salmon, mackerel, herring, sardines, and anchovies. These fish are exceptional not just for their high-quality, easily digestible protein, but for their incredible content of omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA. For someone with diabetes, chronic low-grade inflammation is a constant underlying problem that contributes to insulin resistance and damages blood vessels, nerves, and organs. Omega-3s are nature's most potent anti-inflammatory agents, directly counteracting this damaging process at a cellular level. The protein in fatty fish works in perfect synergy with its fats. Like eggs, fish is a very low carbohydrate food, meaning it has minimal impact on your blood glucose levels. This makes it an excellent choice for a main course. The protein helps to build and repair tissues, while the omega-3 fats improve your metabolic health. Studies have shown that regular consumption of fatty fish can lead to significant improvements in insulin sensitivity. The fats help your cell membranes become more responsive to insulin, allowing glucose to enter cells more efficiently instead of building up in the bloodstream. Furthermore, the benefits for cardiovascular health are profound. People with diabetes have much higher risk of heart attack and stroke And this is where fatty fish truly shines as a protective food. The EPA and DHA help to lower triglycerides, which are often dangerously high in diabetics. They can also help reduce blood pressure, prevent blood clots from forming, and stabilize heart rhythms. Consuming fatty fish 2 to 3 times a week is one of the most effective dietary strategies to protect your heart and blood vessels. Think of fatty fish as a multi-target therapeutic food. It's providing high-satiety protein to keep you full and prevent cravings. It's delivering powerful anti-inflammatory fats to cool down inflammation throughout your body. It's directly supporting your cardiovascular system, which is under constant threat, and it's helping to correct the root problem of insulin resistance. It's a complete package for metabolic healing, sourced directly from the ocean, and should be considered a non-negotiable part of a healthy diet for anyone serious about managing or reversing their diabetes. Incorporating fatty fish into your diet doesn't have to be complicated. Here is a simple and delicious recipe for lemon herb baked salmon that you can prepare in under 20 minutes. All you need is a 6-ounce fillet of wild-caught salmon, a tablespoon of melted butter or avocado oil, the zest and juice of half a lemon, a teaspoon of dried dill or fresh chopped parsley, and a pinch of sea salt and black pepper. First, preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Pat your salmon fillet completely dry with a paper towel. Place the fillet on a piece of parchment paper on a small baking sheet. Mix together your melted butter or avocado oil, the lemon zest, lemon juice, dill or parsley, sea salt, and black pepper. Brush it generously all over the top and sides of the salmon fillet. Finally, place the baking sheet in your preheated oven and bake for about 12 to 15 minutes. You'll know it's done when the fish flakes easily with a fork. Serve this baked salmon with a side of steamed green beans or a large leafy green salad. Here's a fun fact that highlights the power of omega-3s. The human brain is nearly 60% fat, and a significant portion of that fat is DHA, the very same omega-3 fatty acid found in fatty fish. For diabetics, who often experience brain fog and are at a higher risk for cognitive decline, nourishing the brain with DHA is essential. It's literally the raw material your brain uses to build healthy cell membranes, facilitate communication between neurons, and reduce inflammation. So when you eat fatty fish, you are not just managing your blood sugar. You are directly feeding your brain the specific nutrients it needs to stay sharp and function optimally. Now, let's address a pervasive myth that often scares people away from this incredible food group: the idea that all fish are dangerously high in mercury and should be avoided. This is a significant oversimplification and is simply not true. While it is correct that large, predatory, long-living fish can accumulate higher levels of mercury, the best fatty fish for omega-3s are actually the opposite. Fish like salmon, sardines, herring, and anchovies are smaller, have shorter lifespans, and are much lower on the food chain. As a result, they have very low levels of mercury. The fear of mercury has unfortunately led many people to avoid fish altogether, thereby missing out on the immense scientifically proven benefits of omega-3s. For most people, the cardiovascular and neurological benefits far outweigh the potential risks from the minimal amounts of mercury they contain. In fact, many of these fish also contain high levels of selenium, which has a protective effect as it binds to mercury, helping to neutralize its potential toxicity and escort it safely out of the body. Nature often provides the antidote along with the potential problem. So the key is not to avoid all fish, but to be smart about your choices. Focus on the smash fish: salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring. These are your safest and most beneficial options. Avoid or strictly limit consumption of large predatory fish like shark, swordfish, king mackerel, and tilefish. By making informed choices, you can confidently enjoy the profound health benefits of fatty fish without the unwarranted fear of mercury toxicity. Don't let a myth deprive you of one of the most powerful foods for diabetes management and overall health. While choosing the right type of fish is important, there is another crucial precaution we must discuss: the source and quality of your fish. There is a significant difference between wild-caught fish and conventionally farmed fish, particularly when it comes to salmon. Wild-caught salmon spend their lives in their natural environment, eating a natural diet of smaller fish and crustaceans. This results in a fish that is naturally high in omega-3 fatty acids and has a vibrant red-orange color from the antioxidant astaxanthin, which it gets from its diet. It's a clean, nutrient-dense protein source. On the other hand, most farmed salmon are raised in crowded pens, often in polluted waters. They are typically fed a diet of processed pellets made from soy, corn, and other grains, which is not their natural food. This unnatural diet dramatically alters their fatty acid profile, leading to a fish that is much lower in beneficial omega-3s and significantly higher in inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids. To mimic the color of wild salmon, they are often given synthetic pigments in their feed. Furthermore, farmed fish are frequently treated with antibiotics and other chemicals to control disease in their crowded living conditions. Therefore, my strong recommendation is to always choose wild-caught fatty fish whenever possible. Look for wild-caught Alaskan salmon or sockeye salmon. When it comes to smaller fish like sardines and anchovies, they are almost always wild-caught, making them a consistently excellent and affordable choice. Reading labels is key. If the package simply says Atlantic salmon, it is almost guaranteed to be farmed. Making the effort to source high-quality wild-caught fish ensures you are getting the maximum health benefits without the potential downsides of farmed varieties. This isn't about being a perfectionist. It's about understanding that the quality of your food directly impacts its therapeutic value. You are eating fish not just for protein, but for its powerful anti-inflammatory fats. To get those fats in the right ratios, you need to choose fish that have eaten their natural diet. So, invest in your health by sourcing your fish responsibly. It makes a world of difference in your journey to control your blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and protect your long-term health. Your body will thank you for providing it with the highest quality fuel available. Let's discuss lean beef as a protein source for managing blood sugar. The right kind of beef prepared well can be a powerful tool. It's high-quality protein with virtually zero carbohydrates, having minimal impact on blood glucose. Protein stabilizes blood sugar, promotes satiety, and provides sustained energy. Muscles, enzymes, and hormones are made from protein. Lean beef provides raw materials to repair and build healthy tissue, helping your body utilize glucose effectively. See lean beef as a nutrient-dense powerhouse, packed with amino acids without the carb cost. Let's make a simple, delicious, diabetic-friendly beef and broccoli stir-fry without the sugary sauces. You'll need lean beef, sliced thinly, and broccoli florets. The key is in the sauce: coconut aminos instead of soy sauce, fresh ginger, garlic, and avocado oil. Marinate the beef with coconut aminos, garlic, and ginger for 15 minutes. Steam the broccoli until tender crisp. Sear the beef in avocado oil quickly. Set aside. Stir-fry garlic and ginger, then add broccoli and beef back. Add coconut aminos. Serve immediately for a protein-rich, diabetic-friendly meal. Let's dive into a fascinating fact about beef that's particularly relevant for diabetics: its iron content. Beef is one of the best sources of heme iron, which is more bioavailable than non-heme iron found in plants. Iron is a critical component of hemoglobin in your red blood cells that carries oxygen to your body. Now we have to address the big myth: the idea that all red meat is inherently bad for you. The problem is that many studies lump all red meat together. They don't differentiate between a fast food burger and a piece of grass-fed sirloin steak. This is a critical distinction that is almost always lost in the headlines. High-quality, unprocessed lean beef, as part of a whole foods low-carbohydrate diet, is a completely different metabolic story. While lean beef can be a healthy part of a diabetic-friendly diet, it's crucial to consider a few precautions. Portion control is key. A sensible portion is 3 to 4 ounces. Choose cuts like sirloin or round. The quality of beef matters. Opt for grass-fed beef when possible. It's leaner and has a healthier fatty acid profile. Be mindful of portion sizes, seek lean cuts, and choose grass-fed beef when you can. It's about being a smart and informed consumer, taking control of your health. Let's explore edamame, a plant-based protein powerhouse. Edamame is rich in protein and fiber, with relatively low net carbs. This combination is great for blood sugar control, unlike other high-carb plant proteins. Edamame is also a complete protein, providing all 9 essential amino acids. It's a versatile, easy-to-prepare choice for better metabolic health. Let's talk about how to prepare edamame. While steaming them with sea salt is delicious, I want to share a savory roasted edamame snack. This is a fantastic alternative to chips or other unhealthy cravings. You'll need a bag of frozen shelled edamame, avocado oil, smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, and sea salt. First, thaw your shelled edamame and pat them completely dry with a paper towel. Next, preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. In a bowl, toss the dry edamame with avocado oil and your seasonings. Spread the seasoned edamame in a single layer on a baking sheet. Roast for 15 to 20 minutes, shaking the pan halfway through. Let them cool for a few minutes before eating. This is a perfect high-protein, high-fiber snack. Now, we cannot talk about edamame without addressing the elephant in the room, the controversy surrounding soy. There is a persistent myth that soy is unsafe, particularly for diabetics because of its phytoestrogens. Phytoestrogens are plant-based compounds that have a similar chemical structure to estrogen, and this has led to fears that they can disrupt hormone balance. However, this is a major misunderstanding of how these compounds actually work. The fear is largely overblown and based on old animal studies that don't apply to human consumption. The phytoestrogens in soy, primarily isoflavones like genistein and digoxin, are much weaker than human estrogen. In fact, they can have a balancing effect. They can bind to estrogen receptors and block stronger, harmful estrogens. Or they can provide mild estrogenic effects when the body's levels are low. For most people, consuming whole soy foods doesn't cause hormonal chaos. Instead, research points towards benefits, including improved heart health and protective effects against certain cancers. Specifically for diabetics, the concern is unfounded. Numerous studies show soy foods can benefit diabetes management. The protein and fiber combination improves glycemic control, lowers insulin resistance, and improves cholesterol levels, all critical for diabetes management. The isoflavones may improve insulin sensitivity and reduce inflammation, a key driver of diabetic complications. So the compounds people fear may actually provide the benefits. It's crucial to differentiate soy products. There's a world of difference between whole, minimally processed soy like edamame, tofu, and tempeh, and highly processed soy protein isolate, stripped of fiber and nutrients found in processed junk foods. The myth that all soy is bad fails to make this distinction. When you focus on whole foods like edamame, you get a nutrient-dense package that's been healthy in Asian diets for centuries, and science supports its place in diabetic-friendly eating plans. With any food, there are always some precautions to consider, and edamame is no exception. The most significant precaution is for individuals with a known soy allergy. Soy is one of the top major allergens, and consuming edamame could trigger reactions. If you know you have a soy allergy, you must avoid edamame completely. Read food labels carefully, as soy can be a hidden ingredient. Beyond a true allergy, some may have a soy sensitivity, resulting in uncomfortable symptoms. I recommend choosing organic and non-GMO certified edamame whenever possible. Be absolutely certain you do not have a soy allergy. Pay attention to how your body feels to check for any sensitivities. Make the smart choice to purchase organic, non-GMO edamame. Let's explore tofu and tempeh, fantastic for managing blood sugar. Prepare them correctly with a marinated and pan-seared method. Press extra firm tofu or tempeh to remove excess water. For the marinade, avoid sugary sauces. Instead, mix coconut aminos or tamari, apple cider vinegar, minced garlic, and grated ginger. Marinate for at least an hour. Sear until golden brown. Add to a stir fry with bok choy, bell peppers, and broccoli. The final dish is a high-protein, high-fiber, low-carbohydrate meal. This is exactly the kind of meal you want to be eating regularly to support metabolic health. It's not about deprivation, it's about using smart, nutrient-dense ingredients to create meals that are both delicious and incredibly beneficial for your body, helping you take control of your health one bite at a time. It's a completely different paradigm from the high-carb, low-fat advice we've been given for decades. Let's explore fermentation, especially when comparing tofu and tempeh. Tempeh involves fermenting whole soybeans with Rhizopus oligosporus. This enhances the nutritional profile by breaking down phytic acid, unlocking minerals and making nutrients more accessible. Fermentation also creates beneficial B vitamins and probiotics, supporting a healthy gut microbiome. For diabetics, tempeh can reduce inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity. Choosing tempeh provides protein and supports digestive health. It's a testament to traditional food preparation, enriching our food. Let's address the myth that tofu is an unhealthy, highly processed food. This lumps tofu with ultra-processed soy products, which is completely different. This distinction is critical. Tofu has been a staple in Asian cultures for thousands of years. The process is simple, like making cheese. It starts with organic soybeans, soaked, ground, and boiled to create soy milk. A natural coagulant is added, causing the proteins to curdle. The curds are then pressed into tofu blocks. It's a simple, ancient technique. Tofu is minimally processed, preserving the soybean's nutrition. It provides protein, minerals, and beneficial plant compounds. Choose organic, non-GMO tofu. It's a whole food for a healthy meal. Don't let misinformation push you away from this valuable food. Now, while tofu and tempeh are excellent for most people, there is an important precaution we need to discuss, particularly for individuals with pre-existing thyroid conditions, especially hypothyroidism. Soy contains compounds called goitrogens. Goitrogens are naturally occurring substances found in many healthy foods, including cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cabbage, that can potentially interfere with the normal function of the thyroid gland. Specifically, they can inhibit the enzyme thyroid peroxidase, which is essential for the production of thyroid hormones. This is a key point to understand if you have a known thyroid issue. For a person with a healthy functioning thyroid and adequate iodine intake, the goitrogenic effect of consuming moderate amounts of whole soy foods is generally not a concern. The body can easily compensate, and there's no evidence that it will cause a thyroid problem to develop in a healthy individual. However, for someone whose thyroid is already compromised or who has an iodine deficiency, a very high intake of goitrogenic foods could potentially exacerbate the condition by further suppressing thyroid hormone production. It's all about the underlying state of your health. Therefore, if you have been diagnosed with hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's thyroiditis, it's wise to be mindful of your soy consumption. This doesn't necessarily mean you have to eliminate it completely. Many experts agree that moderate consumption, perhaps a few servings a week, is unlikely to cause problems, especially if your iodine levels are sufficient and you're cooking the soy, as heat can help deactivate some of the goitrogenic compounds. The key is moderation and not making soy your primary source of protein every single day. You want to rotate your protein sources to get a wide variety of nutrients anyway. The most important takeaway here is to work with your healthcare provider or a knowledgeable practitioner. They can monitor your thyroid hormone levels and help you determine an appropriate amount of soy for your individual situation. It's not about fear, but about being informed and making personalized choices for your health. Listening to your body and getting regular checkups is paramount. For the vast majority of people, especially those focusing on metabolic health, organic tofu and tempeh are safe and highly beneficial additions to the diet. But this specific precaution for thyroid health is an important nuance to be aware of. Nuts and seeds are nutritional powerhouses packed with protein, healthy fats, fiber, vitamins, and essential minerals. Avoid commercial trail mixes loaded with unhealthy oils, salt, dried fruit, and chocolate candies. Create your own keto-friendly mix with raw, unsalted nuts and seeds that are lowest in carbs and highest in nutrients. Combine macadamia nuts, pecans, walnuts, chia seeds, flax seeds, and pumpkin seeds. Store in an airtight container in the refrigerator. Enjoy as a snack, on salads, or in smoothies. It's a therapeutic tool for metabolic health, preventing insulin spikes and keeping you energized. Here's a fascinating fact that completely turns conventional dietary advice on its head. For decades, we were told to fear fat, that a low-fat diet was the key to health and weight loss. This was a catastrophic mistake, especially for diabetics. The truth is, healthy fats, like the ones found in nuts and seeds, are not only essential for health, but are one of the most powerful tools for reversing insulin resistance. When you consume healthy fats, they have a minimal, almost zero effect on your blood sugar and insulin levels. This is the fundamental principle of a ketogenic diet. Think about what happens in your body. When you eat carbohydrates, they are broken down into glucose, which enters your bloodstream and requires insulin to manage it. When you eat protein, it can also trigger a moderate insulin response. But when you eat pure fat, there is virtually no insulin response. This gives your pancreas a much-needed rest. For someone with type 2 diabetes, whose cells have become resistant to insulin, reducing the insulin load is the single most important goal. Healthy fats allow you to do this while providing clean, efficient energy. The types of fats in nuts and seeds are particularly beneficial. For example, walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acid called ALA, which is known for its powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Chronic inflammation is a key driver of insulin resistance and diabetes complications. By consuming anti-inflammatory fats, you combat the root cause at a cellular level. Similarly, macadamia nuts are packed with monounsaturated fats, the same kind found in olive oil, which improve cholesterol profiles and support heart health. So the fun fact is really a profound biological truth. Fat is not your enemy. In fact, the right kinds of fats are your best friend in the fight against diabetes. They provide satiety, so you feel fuller for longer and are less likely to snack on unhealthy foods. They provide building blocks for your cell membranes and hormones. And most importantly, they help you break the cycle of high blood sugar and high insulin that drives metabolic dysfunction. Embracing healthy fats from nuts and seeds is a fundamental shift towards regaining metabolic control. Let's tackle another pervasive myth that prevents many people from eating nuts, the idea that they are too fattening or too high in calories. This calorie in, calorie out model is overly simplistic and fundamentally flawed because it ignores the hormonal effect of food. It treats a calorie from a sugar cookie the same as a calorie from an almond, which is biologically absurd. The metabolic and hormonal response is completely different, and that's what truly matters for health and weight management. When you eat a handful of nuts, yes, you're consuming a calorie-dense food. But what are those calories composed of? They are made of healthy fats, moderate protein, and a significant amount of fiber. This combination is incredibly satiating. The fat and protein trigger the release of satiety hormones like cholecystokinin or CCK and peptide YY, which signal that you are full. The fiber adds bulk and slows down digestion. This means you eat less overall throughout the day. The 200 calories from nuts will keep you full for hours, whereas 200 calories from crackers will leave you hungry in less than an hour. Furthermore, research shows we don't absorb all the calories from nuts. The fibrous cell walls are tough, and fat remains trapped within these fibers. This means you extract fewer calories than what's on the nutrition label by as much as 20 to 30% for almonds and walnuts. So the caloric hit is not as significant as you think, but the satiety benefits are enormous. It's a perfect example of how focusing only on calories is misleading. The idea that nuts should be avoided is a myth rooted in the failed low-fat paradigm. Nuts and seeds are healthy, but calorie-dense. Overeating can hinder weight loss. Portion control is key. A small handful is a good snack portion. Portion them out in advance to avoid mindless eating. Nut allergies are serious. Avoid completely if allergic. Seeds offer similar benefits. Consult your allergist for safe choices. Nuts and seeds are healthy, but portion control is key. A small handful is a good snack portion. Portion them out in advance to avoid overeating. Nut allergies are serious and require extreme caution. Avoid nuts completely if you have an allergy. Seeds are a great alternative. They offer similar benefits. Consult your allergist for safe choices. We've covered incredible, nutrient-dense protein foods today that can fundamentally change your relationship with food and with diabetes. From eggs and fatty fish to tofu and nuts, you now have a toolkit of options that do more than just fill you up. These foods help stabilize your blood sugar, lower your insulin levels, and reduce inflammation. The power to manage and even reverse the course of type 2 diabetes truly begins on your plate. Start seeing it as an empowering nutritional strategy. Every meal is an opportunity to make a choice that supports your long-term health and vitality. Remember, this is a journey, and consistency is far more important than perfection. Before you make any significant changes to your diet, please consult with your healthcare provider. Click the link in the description below to download our free diabetes protein guide. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.